you don't know who you may come across that may need just a little bit of, compassion or love or light or those words that they didn't even know they were needing.
Yeah, I love that. That's where Genergy came from, to share
Nice.
in
I
like
love
all
that.
of the Genergy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Awesome.
then I'm a huge Chris Brown fan, so I used to go by Young Love.
Oh, okay.
And then Facebook was like, that's not who you are. And I
Oh,
liked being Young Love because Young Love is authentically blissful and you're going to go all in and you're not going to have your blinders on, right?
yeah.
So Young Love was like definitely my journey. I'm 40 now, but my journey for a long time. And then now I'm like, I'm just Isha Love because I've evolved. And once you've
Yeah.
gone through some things, you're like, yeah, that young love is great, but now we have boundaries and we needed to learn the things.
Yeah. I love that so much. Awesome, awesome. So we are live now on Facebook. So hey everybody, welcome to this episode of So Much Genergy. It's me, Jenny McKinney, and I'm here with Jeff Jones.
Jen, thanks for having me.
Yes. And we're also here with Isha Love, and she was just sharing how her name came about. So it would have jumped in there, and I just love how you shared about the young love and just like how pure like a young heart is, right?
Yeah,
So yes,
absolutely.
welcome, Isha. We're so excited to have
Much.
you here. Yes. Which is funny because as soon as you said I'm 40, I was like, gosh, you look amazing for 40, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. But I find too, like, just like having a lighthearted spirit and just like
Yeah,
that loving energy, I think keeps us young too, don't you?
absolutely.
Yeah,
It's our I don't want to say thoughtful changes, but our impactful changes to choose differently.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. And then Jeff Jones, he's like 106, so this works out perfect.
Oh, nice. But he has a wealth of knowledge, right?
Yes, he's
Father
like,
time
yes,
always has
he's a
wisdom.
little wisdom nugget. Yes.
Something.
So, Isha, you are a certified spinal flow practitioner. Can you please share with our audience and our group that we have here live to let them know what does that even mean?
Absolutely. Hey, hi, hello. I'm Isha Love. I'm a certified spinal flow practitioner, and I got my spine here.
Oh,
So,
Oh, yeah. So
spinal
get
flow is,
sassy and she's gonna pull it out, right? Like,
I'm like, so think of your spine like a hose. And if you get a kink in your hose, you may have droplets of energy coming out, but it may not be optimal, right? But with
mm,
spinal flow, it's based on the seven gateways from your coccyx all the way to your cranium or your awaken gateway.
okay,
And because you have seven different access points or gateways, not access points, excuse me, gateways. If you have a blockage, it can manifest emotionally, physically, chemically, and that's really what causes a blockage. So with spinal flow, what we do is we actually use touch therapy to access one of the 33 access points to increase your flow. So you may
okay,
have a blockage in maybe one or two areas, but once you get off the table, your blockage may move up, it may move out, or it may, say you have a blockage in your root chakra or your base gateway, it's going to move up. So where you may not have a blockage, you're going to see it, transpiring going up. So what I do is
okay.
I actually combine that with quantum Reiki
Mm,
and biofield tuning. So quantum Reiki is I'm a Reiki master of many lineages, but I have the ability to be able to see if there is I don't want to say a belief system, but something maybe in a past life that's preventing you from moving forward in this life. And say you're hitting a roadblock and you've hit it hard with your mindset, your belief systems, really doing your journaling, your, therapist, doctors, and you're like, hey, I've done the things, but what is blocking me?
yeah,
And that would be a major indication that maybe you should visit. Is it
yeah.
something generational? Is it something from another life? And um, the reason why I do all three is to balance your mind, body, and spirit. So
Gotcha. Can you
spinal
only
flow
do
works on
this
the,
in? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you
sorry,
only do this in person or can you do it remote?
I can do it virtually as well. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And Just to ask, is it okay to just
Hmm.
jump in with a question?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
absolutely.
So, are the seven gateways the seven chakras then?
So they overlay, but no, it's
Okay.
their names are like the base gateway, the foundation gateway. So it
Okay.
overlays with like the seven chakras, but they're
Okay.
not the seven chakras.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because just energetically checking into that, it felt different, but that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, but
absolutely.
it's seven, because seven colors in the rainbow, you would think
Yeah.
that. Do the gateways have colors too
They
associated,
do
or
absolutely.
okay?
On the actual chart, just like on here,
Oh yeah,
like it it's the same. So Dr. Carly in Australia, she's a lovely chiropractor. She actually came up with spinal flow technique. And that's why I'm a certified spinal flow practitioner. And you can find me, on the directory and also just by going to anahatthespinalflow.com or Spinal Flow by Isha like on Facebook.
okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you do if somebody's head's up their butt? Is there like a can you get that out of there like energetically if
So are you talking about in an ego sense? Because this works on more of like a
they're
entire nervous system.
okay.
So if somebody is in fight or flight, you can look at somebody and actually see them by posture, their body is going to be tucked. So if here's your coccyx and somebody's standing and you see them crunched over and like their shoulders like bent in,
Yeah.
that means their nervous system's at high capacity. Like, hey, I can't take anymore. So as far
Yeah.
as um your body has the ability to heal itself. So that's basically the fundamentals of spinal flow is whatever needs to be peeled off that time will be
Yeah.
peeled off, whether
Okay.
it's chemical, emotional, physical. I actually found spinal flow because I had, chronic back pain since I was a kid, and I saw the testimonials, and this was 5 years before I completed,
Yeah.
actually doing it. I
Yeah.
just saw it popping up everywhere, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. And once I experienced it, I no longer have back pain. So when I'm saying like it helps kill your chronic back pain or ailments, like it's so profound how beneficial it is for everyone,
Yeah.
including pets.
Oh. Yeah. And how would you describe it? Would it be similar or way different than chiropractic?
So it's going to be a little bit different because think of it on the nervous system aspect. It's your whole nervous system, whereas chiropractic, they're cracking. It's
Okay.
kind of like a bunch of different modalities in one,
Okay.
but it's its own actual modality itself.
Oh.
Um,
So
so
does it actually affect the nervous system or is it more
it does.
metaphysical?
Well, it affects the nervous system, but because I'm doing Reiki and biofield tuning, that affects your auric field and your,
Hmm.
you know, regular life force energy.
Okay.
How does so if let's say we have a traumatic event or
Mhm.
we're in the fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
How does that get stored in your body?
So that would get stored in like, say, thinking about like when you're feeling overwhelmed, you may feel your chest breathing and not breathing from your stomach. Those nights where you're like, oh, I'm really wanting to sleep, but I'm up and I'm awake, but
Yeah.
it manifests in the body differently for everyone. So it's a
Okay.
case by case scenario. And what you may feel in a session, somebody else isn't going to feel because everybody has their own journey and their body's telling their own story. So
Mm,
that's what I tell people when you get on the table. This is right now. And I
yeah.
talk to your subconscious. And, when you get on the table, you're a whole new you.
Yeah.
And people often sleep better. People often have like they no longer have their cog fog. If they had like ADHD, they're like, oh my gosh, I can think. I'm not like in my head. So
Yeah.
really the head heart coherence is so important with our bodies because a lot of people are so dysregulated
Yeah.
because corporate America or just being out in society, the hustle and bustle, we have to like adapt or get left behind, right? So we often fall short of our body's cues when our body's telling us like, hey, I just want to have take a break right now, and then
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, I need to just keep hitting it harder. But sometimes you can't mindset your way out of it.
Yeah. So So just to share an experience with you,
Hmm.
I was working with so doing energy work.
Yeah.
I was working with a lady who had actually lost her voice, I believe, for 2 years,
Oh,
and they were
wow.
trying to figure out what happened. I worked with her after her voice came
Hmm.
back, but even just checking into, oh, I have chills all over right now, right?
Wow. Hmm.
Um, just checking into like the energy of her throat chakra
Absolutely.
and seeing what was going on because I could feel that it was still there was something still there because they
Hmm.
had actually done surgery to like open back up her windpipe because it kept closing. Well, what I found energetically and tapping more into her past lives was this life. Somebody was trying to silence her energetically, um,
Hmm.
which felt like her family, and then the last life, she was actually hung with a rope, and then
Oh, wow.
two lives ago, she had her throat slit. Um,
Hmm.
just by somebody not seeing her, she didn't see it.
Yeah.
Um, but that's all that I tapped into, and then I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
wow.
So we kind of just went back and healed that energy, and then she literally just started like coughing and gagging as we were like doing the session, and
That's beautiful.
yeah, and to help bring that up, and then then she wanted to know way more information about the other
Right.
past lives, right? But have you found too where like if you are dealing with the spine, or even anything energetically, have you found
Hmm.
a situation like that?
So I haven't found anything like that. So, um, as a clear channel, messages come through as needed. So
Okay,
not everything may be related or necessarily at that
okay,
time, right? But I
okay,
do ask clients because a lot of people don't know that, hey, I am intuitive, and
sure,
some things happen to come up. Like if I do see something, do you want the message? And if they're like, no, I just don't say anything. But I don't give them a message in the middle of the session. I just do it afterwards.
yes,
If there's any
sure.
questions, and then I'm like, okay, do you want a message or not?
Yeah, yeah. Have you found too where some people would come to you and say, "Hey, look, I've had this similar to what you had. Like
Hmm.
I've had this pain all my life." Did
Yeah.
you find a source of your pain, and was it related to something that happened in the past, or was it like trauma stored in your spine,
So
or
for me, it was a car accident. So
oh,
as a kid, like, of course, they want to put you on medication, and I was just
mm,
like, I've always, I can't say always because that's like absolute, but I'm like, yes, use your medicine. But when I was a kid, I was like, I'm not taking my medicine.
right.
I'm like, I'm just trying to get out there on the field and do whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it kind of something that I can personally say, like, I knew that that was my new baseline and I accepted it. So
Mhm.
I know firsthand how it is to have chronic pain, and then you're like, hey, you know I just had spinal flow, that back pain's no longer there. I didn't know how much I was really carrying
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah, and I can share too. Just to share too, we have quite a few people online. So I just wanted to say
Mhm.
hey to Kevin. Kevin said he does not want his hose kinked. Right, like nobody wants that.
Right.
And
I'm
Tanya
like,
and Chris are here too. So yeah,
nice.
yeah. Um, so shoot, I totally just forgot. I was gonna tell you something. Oh gosh. Well, how about this? I'll ask another question.
Sure.
What is the weirdest or like most surprising thing that you've seen during the session?
So I don't have a most surprising thing. So
Okay.
this is the experience that I get as a practitioner, just so you can get a practitioner's point of view.
Oh yeah.
Because spinal flow is so new in the US, like I'm the only one in Tucson doing it.
Okay.
It's been out for 25 years, abroad in the UK and like every other country.
Okay.
But being that I'm like a trailblazer and actually talking to people about it, it's so new, right?
Yeah.
So I can only talk about my experience because that's my journey, right?
Sure.
So I actually just went to a psychic and healing fair yesterday and did an event.
Okay.
And I can do up to 10 people at once, on tables, but I
Oh.
did two. And I was like, I invite you to do what I call a sacred reset, because it's not just a session, it's a reset. You're really recalibrating your entire nervous system. And I do put on like some headphones because I know like, you know, other people's energy can cross or whatever. So
Sure.
I make sure that everybody's in their own bubble. But once you feel your own body's flow, when I'm saying coming back to you, it means you without the static, you without the hustle and bustle of the mom, the dad, the employee, the CEO, the founder,
Yeah.
like you at your baseline completely with ground zero. When everybody's like in meditation, please go to your ground zero. A lot of people don't know what that looks
Yeah.
like giving people that gift of like they're like I want to tell everybody about it, like
Yeah.
tell every I'm like yeah, share your story, go to my Google profile and share your story, because somebody out there the way you're speaking will be able to understand your words. I can talk about my journey all day long,
Yeah.
but let's face it, people think like, oh well, she's just marketing. No, I'm speaking from experience because I want everybody to experience their body healing themselves. So when
Yeah.
you see somebody that's in chronic pain, like I don't feel it anymore, or somebody that's like, I have been, feeling sad and I feel like it's gone and I feel completely in bliss and happy.
Yeah.
Like being able to see people just come back to themselves is a gift within itself. So there is not any crazy things that I can say. It's just a wonderful heart-centered gift that people give to themselves.
Yeah.
Practitioners included, because we give a lot out.
Right.
And what I always say, it's like getting a massage, but you don't have to get beat up because it's cellular deep, right? Because it's your
Yeah.
whole entire nervous system. So I work with your meninges and I just tell your body where to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I remember now what I was going to share with you.
Hmm.
So uh, I was at a like a psychic medium
Hmm.
event, and there was 7 or 8 of us staying in an Airbnb together. So all of our
Nice.
energy was intense, right?
Yeah.
And we started working on one of the other ladies' backs, like her spine. And once I started doing energy on her
Hmm.
spine, it felt like dark tar. Like I could feel all of it like heavy, right? Um and then
Hmm.
like super side note, the crazy part was like as I was like brushing the like pulling the tar out,
Yeah.
I was like throwing it kind of back, the energy back, and one of the other ladies could get the psychic imprint of what was being taken out from the
Wow.
trauma, which was that's probably like the craziest live thing I've had. Um,
Yeah.
and just validation of it
Mhm.
really is coming out, because I could see
Absolutely.
it and feel
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Um, so just to share too, like, and did you find too, like, when you're doing energy work, or like aligning them back to their self, do you find that they almost have a physical change?
Absolutely. I have a lot of like before and after photos, like
Mm,
because on a cellular level, when you're releasing those blockages, your life force energy is at its peak
yeah,
and your body's, healing itself. So a lot of people are now taller because they may have, been in such a fight or flight mode that they were constricted, right? A
yeah,
lot of people, like, say, if your eyes are not aligned or ears aren't aligned, hips included, their hips are aligned. They know they're like, hey,
mm,
my shoes don't, fit me the way they were. And I
yeah,
was like, yes, now you're coming back into alignment and this is your new baseline.
yeah.
So you may have to go out there and get some, new shoes.
Yeah. I love too when, somebody, when they come in and you can just feel that
Hmm.
I'll call it like a hot mess because it just
Yeah,
is like all the things, right? Wore
right.
out, energetically, like
Absolutely.
just challenged.
Hmm.
And like after you work on them and it's like they have color in their cheeks, like under
Yeah.
their eyes is like refreshed, their like forehead is relaxed.
Hmm.
So I love
So
that.
there's like this glow, like you
Yes.
have to see because it's like a glow. Like I even had it myself on my before and after, but
Yeah.
it's me. It's not like somebody else. Like it's not the lighting, it's just your glow
Right.
because it's like you're beaming and overflowing. So now, when you see those things where it's like, hey, this is your quantum auric field. It's like your
Yeah.
auric field is now reaching out and saying, hey, hi, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. Um, how do you feel? Well, and I want to say too.
Hmm.
So we had
Yeah.
an interview. We did an interview with a lady named Christy Donaldson. She's from
Hmm.
Australia a few weeks ago,
Nice.
and I love that you're talking about like coming back to center because so did
Hmm.
she. So I feel like there's a lot of people that need to
Yes.
hear that again because they probably heard it and were like, okay, and then now they're hearing it again. So they're like, that's the
Right.
message, right? That's a
Right.
sign.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say would be like a misconception around what you're doing?
What do you mean a misconception?
Like if somebody has like a preconceived notion of like
Hmm.
do you feel like they come in with like an expectation? Do you feel like they're
Okay.
more hesitant? Um
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you so much for clarifying. I was
Yeah.
just like, because because it's such a new modality, a lot of people are always wanting to be like, is it like this? Is it like that? And I'm
Right.
like, it's its own methodology. Dr.
Yeah.
Carly created it. What I tell everybody, I'm like, there's nothing out there like it. Trust me, I looked.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
just come with an open heart, and I want you to tell me your experience because I can
Right.
tell you mine.
Right.
You can share with the among each other, but you're not
Yeah.
going to have the same experience. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're you and they're them. And whatever you need at that time is what you need. And I tell people, even if you don't feel anything the first time, doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means everything's happening, but well, there is no buts. Everything's happening that you need to. You
Yeah.
just aren't feeling it right now. So
Right.
depending on what layer we're working on,
Yeah.
you're going to come like 3 times a week, if you're really wanting to heal quicker. If you're somebody that's like, hey, I just need to work on this one area, maybe you're coming 2 times a week. But really, depending on where you're at and where your body needs to heal,
Mhm.
I don't have a limited sessions. I just say, maybe start with 5. We can go start there, or you can do 12 and see where you feel after that because there's no, one
Right.
situation fix all, right?
Yeah.
So I just say, just come with an open heart. We do, this is what I do. I don't know what other practitioners do. I do some breath work to shake up the nervous system,
Yeah.
to bring them back to ground zero, to really like give them the breath of life, right?
Mm.
Because we don't know what they were doing before. We don't know what they're going to be doing after. And I just tell them that, hey, these minutes or hours are for you. So
Yeah.
use them wisely. And if you fall asleep on the table, that's a thank you to me because that means your body's fully surrendering, right? And
Yeah.
I just go as far as like, hey, go to your favorite place, whether it's on this planet or it's a beach or a forest.
Yeah.
And if you feel me touching different places, just set the intention that my body is healing itself. So if you want to set the intention with me,
Yeah.
just direct your mind to that specific point and know your body's healing if you're touching me. But most people don't even pay attention to what I'm doing. They just fall asleep and they go on their own journey. And when they come up, they're like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, I love that. And you mentioned too, being at an event yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, this question came up to me because
Mm-hmm.
I had been having energy conversations
Yeah.
at my vendor event,
Mm-hmm.
and like energy vampires,
Yeah.
that came up for one of the girls that I was working on, and we were talking about like protecting her energy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel like there's energy vampires for like the nervous system?
No, because it's your body.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and your nervous system and your brain is your brain and your nervous system.
Okay. So it would. Do you feel like it would essentially an energy vampire, if that's what somebody would call that, is giving your power away or giving your energy away?
So I really feel like it's based on your belief system because
Okay.
if you don't allow it and you're not setting that intention that somebody's going to do it,
Mm.
then that you're not giving that access. But if you're saying like there's energy vampires, then it's almost saying like, hey, come and find me. So, it
Gotcha.
really just depends because some people believe in it, some people don't. What I
Yeah.
do is more along the medical aspect. And
Okay.
even though I combine energy work, I'm not an energy healer in that sense. Like, yes, I do Reiki and I do quantum Reiki and biofield tuning, but I'm not like going and getting into the metaphysics of, you know, energy vampirism and things like that.
Okay.
Just because when it comes to people's nervous system, people are already at capacity. Like if something were to come up and they came to me and been like, "Hey, this is something I'm experiencing," absolutely. At that
Right.
point, I would put on my coach hat and be like, you know,
Yeah.
let's talk about it because obviously that's something that you want to share and visit. Like I'm open to all conversations, but
Sure.
for me, and even with Dr. Carly, she was like, if you set that intention, that's what you're bringing in, and that's
Yeah.
your belief system, and not allowing yourself to be fully open.
Mm.
So even when I go into a session, I'm meditating, I'm not thinking anything but their body is healing itself, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And don't you find too that because the body and the mind are so powerful, we just need to
Absolutely.
be reminded of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the nervous system is the vehicle and the brain is the car.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah. Who's driving you, Jeff?
Right? And I think if people thought of their nervous system that way, they would be like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Because often we think the brain's running the show. Sure, it has a lot of data,
Right.
but you still have to drive on the road.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, it was crazy because all of a sudden I saw like somebody's gas pedal just like punched like full on to the
Right?
ground. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but then there's also the same people that have 100% gas have 100% brake, right? So they're like trying to
Right.
get through life. Like I'm trying to do it, but I'm trying to stop. And like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
absolutely makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I feel like if people were to actually just, I don't want to say fill their life, but everybody has gut intuition. Everybody has like, oh man, I knew I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And oh, I was getting, some taps on my left shoulder, but now my right shoulder is hurting because I didn't attend to my left shoulder,
Yeah.
Like our body's always alerting us. It's just like just so profound how everything works out. I mean, including myself. Like sometimes, like we're human. You overexert yourself and you're like, what happened? I was like, oh yeah, I probably should have said no to that.
Yeah. Right. Like twisting like that or sleeping
Right.
wrong or
Yeah.
not moving because a dog is laying on you, you know?
Right. And then you have to go back and be like, well, what did I do? Ah, that's what I did.
Oh, yeah, that's the memory part that gets a little like, oh, that be with a, what did you call it? Cog fog? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you aren't remembering, you should get your cog fog checked out and see, like, we got to cleanse and clear that out there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
cog fog can be anything. Like you can actually have cog fog if like your nervous system is like really at capacity,
Yeah.
and like even on a brain aspect, like your brain, if you stand on one foot and you have, just the one foot and an ankle going
Yeah.
one way and then you have your finger going another way and you just have a conversation, you'll find that they will start syncing
Mm.
together because
Yeah.
our brain just does what's easy for us.
Yeah.
And if we're not present and aware, like in our daily life, and that's why
Yeah.
everybody keeps saying, be present,
Yeah.
because you can lose some things, not just your mind, not your memory, but just like you're not going through life, you're just going through it automatically. Just you get in a car, you go left and you go home, like you don't go any other way. That's
Yeah.
kind of like that automatic response. So,
Right.
making sure that sometimes like maybe you want to go another way just to challenge your brain because our brain becomes, I don't want to say lazy, but it just adapts and then almost like you're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
And
It's just
people
following
run,
its program.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's following its program and then you add a disrupted nervous system,
Yeah.
then you can get cog fog.
Oh, yeah. That's not good. Nobody wants that.
Right. And then you're like, well, how does that happen? And it just happens. Like I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing anybody. So please take what I'm saying um
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a grain of salt, take what resonates, keep what doesn't. But
Yeah.
it's just the nervous system is so profound, and then your subconscious on top of that. So there's multiple layers, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So working simultaneously and making sure your belief systems are congruent with your body and everything else is so important.
Yeah. So, um, you when we first got in contact, you had mentioned your journals. So I would love if
Yes.
you could share, because that's actually how I start to rewire my own
Hmm.
brain.
Absolutely.
Is like write new things, think of different thoughts,
Yes.
and just think of different questions or prompts.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So a lot of people don't know how to journal, and people are like, or they hear, I was gone because I did my shadow work for 6 months. And people that aren't like, that don't really journal, or they're like, hey, I've never been called to do it. Like, what am I supposed to do? And
yeah,
some people will journal, but they just kind of have a complaint system and then they don't really get anywhere, right? And they're like, okay, I read my journal, but why was I complaining about this? And then they're like, yeah, I don't journal because, you know, I'll just tell myself my complaints or whatever. So I'm like,
yeah,
I understand that. And I also understand that the journals out there are catered to a certain group where it's light and love, and zen and light and love. And here's
yeah.
your blank journal. And it's really cute. And when I was really going through my ego death in the midst of like learning spinal flow and reprogramming my subconscious beliefs, so I'm speaking from experience here. When all of this stuff happens,
Yeah.
like, you know you need the right people in your corner or know where to go, right?
Okay.
And I was like, I need to do my shadow work, and I'm always constantly doing my shadow work. It's never ending. When somebody's like, I'm fully healed, yeah, you're healed, but now you need to use your tools. But there were
Right.
no tools for me
Yeah.
because everything was light and love you know
Yeah.
there should be a balance. So that's when I created my journals, which help you sacredly spiral out of the mess using humor. So one of the journals is called I Just Can't with My Higher Self.
Yeah.
And another one's like, Dear Universe, send wine. And that's not to, go out and drink. This is purely so that we can bring
Yeah.
community back. And I
Right.
said, I have like a little section in there for a sip and pour. You could be sipping tea,
Yeah.
and pouring, but we need to really come back and start leaning on each other, because we don't know who's struggling with the same thing if you
Yeah.
don't talk about it.
Right.
And there's no problem with saying, like, hey, I don't have the answers,
Yeah.
because struggling alone is worse than actually saying, like, hey, bestie, I really need you right now. And I don't need you as a friend. I just need you to be my soundboard, because
Yeah.
that's the capacity. Because I'm sure you don't have the answers, but I just want you to see me for who I am.
Yeah.
So, each journal is like a portal. And the one it's called Ascension Symptoms Are Just Dehydrated. They're behind me.
Yeah.
That one is really about, like, a lot of people are saying, like, hey, I'm not going through a change. It was just I needed water. And sometimes we are evolving, and it's okay to evolve. It's
Yeah.
not like you needed a snack. It's you actually are evolving, and your body's wanting something different. And as we evolve, our thoughts and things we want change, and the things that we're like, hey, is this really me, or did I pick up this belief system way back in the past in 6th grade on
Yeah.
the volleyball court, so just
Right.
really being able to radically accept, like, hey, I'm okay to have a shadow. That just means I have the parts that may not look good, but
Yeah.
they're mine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Right.
once you merge it, then you can really be like, hey, these are mine, and there's nothing wrong with me, because everybody is going to have a light and a dark side, because
Yeah.
we all have ebb and flow,
Yeah.
and without the dark you can't have the light, and vice versa. That's the yin and the yang.
Right.
And if you're too much in the light, that's equivalent as, toxic positivity.
Yeah.
So when I was going through my ego death and I needed a journal, that's how spirit worked through me to birth them, because I actually use them myself.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, now we're gonna put them on Amazon. And I was like, wait, what? I thought this was just gonna be a me thing. So then I put them on Amazon so that everybody else can have them. And then I use humor. So some of the things would be like, as an example, like, how many times did my ego wear a crown this week?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
what am I spiritually bypassing? But I'm giving that advice to somebody that I may need.
Oh yeah.
So certain journals may have like 44 prompts, some may have 25, but it's really just to get your brain thinking. And then there's spaces in between so that you can create your own questions. But
Mm,
really, it creates a almost like a companion with yourself. I call them little portals
yeah.
because they're in your face, they're cute, and you're not going to want to put it down because you're like, hey, I know I have to journal for my 5 minutes. Let me just get it done. And you are. And then I took it a step further because a lot of people are looking for like quantum soul work, and there's
Yeah.
nothing really out there. Like there isn't really very many journals. So I created a quantum soul work journal of it's called Writing Across Lifetimes Quantum Soul Work.
Yeah.
And it's 77 prompts. I used Reiki Holy Fire.
Yeah.
I have one page that tells you how to bring that whatever self forward,
Okay.
past, present, or future.
Yeah.
And on that portal, you do that. And the next 77 pages are that trajectory of that specific time. And when I'm saying
Wow.
this is such a profound, like, journal, Reiki doesn't take energy out of you.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's just energy. But when
Right.
I poured into this journal, I was like depleted for 3 days.
Yeah.
So,
Did the
because
questions come through you? Did the questions, like as you were doing that journal, did spirit work with you on that one too?
yes, on
Yeah.
all five of them. Well, the
Yeah.
first one is called Notes from the Cosmic Comedy Club. Spirit said what? Because
Okay.
I call my spirit team the Cosmic Comedy Club because they're
Yeah.
like us. And
I
I'm
love
just like,
that.
really? Did you just say that? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I created that just as a blank journal, just so that people can, have a cute journal to write notes, whether
Yeah.
it's dreaming journal or, just something cute because it gets you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love
So I don't
that.
know. I just love all of them.
Yeah, that's amazing. We'll be sure to link them here in the video too, and then we'll put them in the description too, so that they can get, because all of those sound like amazing options for all types of people
Everybody.
going through all
Yes.
types of situations. And I love that too, because the more that we keep talking about how your body can heal itself, I think sometimes people just get stuck in their old thoughts, and you just
Absolutely.
keep like replaying the same thing over and over. So how can anything change if you don't change the way you're thinking, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's all it's all a working process. Just like, mind, body, and spirit when I'm saying I'm doing all of it.
Yeah.
So if somebody is like, "Hey, I need to do my thoughts too." Well,
Yeah.
great. You've already got the mind, body, and spirit down with the sacred reset that I've built out.
Yeah.
Now you can go ahead and safely do your, you know,
Right.
belief system without having like a potential tower moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And
Uh,
where can people find you again? What is your website?
so my website's Anahata, and Anahata is spelled Anahata, and then spinalflow.com. And
Okay.
Anahata means spark. It means heart
Oh, okay.
in Sanskrit.
Okay. Awesome.
But my business name is Spinal Flow by Isha. So I built
Oh,
the website as a hub. So if you're like, what is Spinal Flow? You know,
yeah.
what are people's reviews? I have some reviews on there. I have Dr. Carly's methodology. I have, what would a journey look like? What are the benefits of it? Because it benefits everybody from babies to adults to, um, our furry friends.
Yeah.
And even some people may have like neurological,
Yeah.
things going on. Like
Right.
people are like, well, I'm in a wheelchair. Can I do it? Absolutely. It's safe for everybody.
Yeah.
But I just say, take your pain medication afterwards just so that it doesn't flush through your system and things
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Just
Yeah.
like if you were to get a massage.
Right.
But you can follow me on all platforms at Isha Love 1111. And
Okay.
that's the best way to find me. And then on Amazon, you would just search Isha Ruiz to get my journals.
Okay.
And I have 5 different portals. And then eventually I'm going to be dropping a poem book here in the future.
Nice.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely put those in there. I'm going to order your
Hmm.
journals this week. Well, I'll probably start with one. I say that,
Yeah.
I got a
Whichever one
problem.
calls to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all the options. I love the
Right.
cosmic comedy part too, because
Yeah.
I've actually done stand up comedy, and Jeff
Yeah.
Jones does comedy.
Nice.
He likes the
Sketch.
backstage part
Yeah.
of it, like for writing. Yeah, but he does like variety show,
Nice.
sketch comedy. Yeah.
That one's the blank journal.
Okay. Yeah.
So that would be something like if you're like, hey, I just want something cute. Like I love it because it's cute and pink.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what
Yeah.
Jeffy's looking for.
Yeah.
He's like,
Goes with my
yeah,
book bag.
yeah.
Yeah.
He can give those out at gifts at work for gifts for all the guys
You
he works with.
should. You know what? Like that would be so great.
Yeah.
They're gonna just pawn it off to their
Just
wife.
tell them write your shitty thoughts down in this book instead of telling me. Like once you write it down and you think about it for a little bit, then tell me about it. And then we'll
We'll
talk about
reflect
it. And
on it.
then you can get community. Then the community comes in because
There
then
you
you can
go.
get it in together.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh my gosh. Well, Isha, it was amazing having you here with us. We appreciate your time. I'm excited for people to reach out to you and
Absolutely.
have an experience or share that. Yeah, and we'd love to have you back on when you get your poem book. So feel free to let us
Absolutely.
know when
For
that
sure.
happens, and then yeah, we will see you again soon.
Absolutely. Where can I follow you at?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're at so I have a Facebook page, Jenny McKinney. But all of my stuff is so much Genergy.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's we have a YouTube page. I think we have probably we have almost 300 podcast episodes. We've got I think I have like 600 videos on YouTube, just like
Nice.
motivational and different fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do a live on Facebook called Juice with Jenny, which means join
Nice.
us in creating energy, like juice.
That's
Plus,
beautiful.
I don't drink coffee because can you imagine? I'd probably
Yeah.
spontaneously combust. And
That'd be amazing.
yeah,
Bling, bling, bling.
but just to share too, we do. I host a healing circle every
Beautiful.
month. So it's the first Sunday of the month at 7:30 Eastern, so that would be
Mm-hmm.
4:30 your time.
Sure.
So the next one's June 7th, and it's just like sacred energy prayer
Oh,
circle.
beautiful.
So we just all bring our own healing energy, and
Mm-hmm.
then if messages come up, we share those.
Huh.
Um, yeah, so that's been super great, and just like
That's amazing.
even healing and messages that come together, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's really just the sense of community too, which is
Yeah.
magical.
Nice.
Yeah, good times.
That's
Good times.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and I'm so glad we got to connect, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good
Okay,
day.
thanks. You too.